Hey, everyone. We are coming on live with you to talk about, so I have Dana Lewis with me, again, my kind of mama partner. We're going to talk about our kids' stress and anxiety. So Dana went on live yesterday with family counselor Mike Larson, who is amazing, by the way. We are so lucky to have him talk in our groups. And yesterday, Dana, you talked about mom stress and moms feeling overwhelmed. But guess what? Our kids are feeling it too, right?
We're just little versions of us.
I know. And, you know, they're feeling it more now than ever. I mean, the pandemic has kind of highlighted this for us because they don't have their normal outlets, right? They don't have their sports or their social networks as much anymore. So we're going to come on live today and talk about some of the signs that we can look for in our kids, some of the tools and strategies that we can equip them with, and also kind of identifying and healing the underlying root cause. So we have a lot coming to you in the next kind of 10, 15 minutes. So stay on till the end. And if you're coming on live with us, let us know. Hey, let us know that you are here. Engage with us, ask questions in the comments. There's even a little StreamYard little thing that you can click on so we can see your comments. And if you're catching it on the replay, please press replay and we'll come around and answer questions and say hello. So Dana, why don't you just share a little bit of your experience with one of your kids and kind of just share your journey with us.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for having me. This is such an important topic, you guys, the stress and anxiety in ourselves, but also in our kids. And for me as a parent, I never really would recognize, or I never resonated with the word anxious or anxiety. I was like, okay, well, you should go figure that out. Go figure that out. But I have come to recognize that it's because I had no clue what it was. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. So I just am going to read this list of 8 different triggers for anxiety. Anxiety can show up, manifest itself in ourselves and in our kids in so many different ways. One is anger. Defiant toddlers, defiant adults, defiant, anger. Difficulty sleeping is another one. Children that have a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep is a hallmark characteristic of anxiety. The third one is defiance, because they're unable to communicate what's really going on. The fourth one, which is very dear to my heart, is chandeliering. When a reasonably calm person, which I would consider myself a reasonably calm person, but you fly off the handle for no reason because you take it and you take it and you take it and you take it until you don't take it anymore. So chandeliering is the fourth one. Lack of focus, avoidance, over planning, and just negativity, all out, just negative Nelly. That can be your anxiety. So for me, after learning this list, which is not mind blowing, but it puts some structure around what you're looking for, I came to recognize that one of my kiddos, it avoids all difficult things. And then if I really think about it, so do I. If there's something that's making me anxious, if I don't know how to do it, I will likely put it down toward the end of the line and maybe get to it or maybe not get to it. But I was noticing that he was avoiding things with school and didn't have the bandwidth to lean in and really address what he needed to do because it made him anxious. So he skipped it. So I personally saw that. And then I have another child whose anxiety manifests in defiance. So we're going to do this on the days where a topic comes up where we don't agree, and he just gets his feathers really ruffled, and we're going to go to bat because he has anxiety over that topic or over whatever has happened. So for me, one, recognizing that, recognizing, okay, you're not broken. We need to talk about tools and strategies for you to deal with this anxiety and with the things that are making you stressful. Which things on that list resonate with you and your kids?
Yeah, I would love to see some in the comments, even if you're catching on the replay. We want to see what you're seeing in your kids, especially now that I'm sure other things have kind of come to the surface through this quarantine and homeschooling and, you know, lack of activities. Like, what are you seeing in your kids? Are they struggling through homework? Are they kind of hiding out in their room? You know, for me, my experience, I have two kids, one more on the ADHD side and one more on the silent stressor. So I have dealt with anxiety kind of all my life and have kind of equipped myself with holistic tools that kind of put it at bay, but not really. And mine always came out in what you were saying, Dana, with the chandeliering. You know, I could take something, and then the littlest thing, and it's usually one thing that my kids did, mom explodes, right?
And then you instantly feel bad. Because your cortisol level got to here. So you exploded because your cortisol level was to here. And as soon as you release that, you know, verbiage or whatever it is, you release that, your cortisol level comes down. And then you're like, oh my gosh, what did I just do?
Oh yeah. And we've talked about this before. But my kids, my son would kind of be the avoidance one, who would just avoid anything that kind of stressed him out and caused him to feel anxious. And then my daughter would kind of plow right through it and not let anyone know. So inside, you know, outside, she's all calm and cool and collected. And on the inside, she's just kind of, you know, struggling. And it wasn't until recently, and we'll talk about it later when we kind of talk about the root causes, it wasn't until she was on these supplements that we're going to talk to, so stick around to the end, that it became more aware for her. Wow, I was feeling anxious, and now I'm not feeling that anymore. Or, wow, this used to really cause me a lot of angst, and I'm just kind of getting by with more ease. And that's what we want for our kids. You know,
it's the same stress resilience that you need. It's the same.
Absolutely.
It's taking their cortisol that's to here, lowering it so they have the bandwidth to lean in. And I mean, it sounds dorky to say lean in, but that's what it is. It's allowing them to say, you're right. Like, this situation is making me anxious, nervous, frustrated, mad, whatever you want to put on it. I need to have the mental capacity to still do the task. So how do I get that done? So in healing our microbiome, right, we've gained that stress resilience, but let's talk about mood stabilizers, right? Let's talk about this amazing ingredient, saffron.
Yeah, before we get there, Dana, let's talk a little bit about some of the strategies, because we are going to get there. Some of the strategies that we can equip ourselves, hands down, as moms, but we can also equip our kiddos. Okay, so yesterday you talked with Michael about boundaries, right? So, you know, my kids are older, but this can go as young as, you know, our toddlers and our grade schoolers that are still doing homework at home, setting boundaries, you know, like not staying, you know, college age, not staying up all night and compromising your sleep, setting boundaries for, you know what, I'm going to work at this for an hour, then I'm going to take a brain break. Okay. So that's a great thing. Prioritizing our kids' sleep. And I know I'm hearing a lot of moms say, my kid can't get to sleep, or they wake up in the middle of the night. We have a solution for that as well. Mindfulness. Okay, mindfulness. I just did a 10-minute little brain break, a yoga practice that is suitable for our kids. I'm happy to share it. Roll out your mats, take a brain break before homework, when they come home from school, or if they're homeschooling during the day. Right? That you have that freedom. 10 minutes, moving your body, moving your spine, breathing, right? Moving our spine can kind of hone in on that additional focus and stress resilience. And then of course, exercise, get them outside, get them away from the screens, outside. I don't care if it's 10 degrees, get your kiddos outside.
And the struggle with that is real for parents, like for myself included. The struggle is real to have them want to break up with their computer, want to break up with their phone. We have a strategy at our house that you plug in your phone in the kitchen. But I mean, I will, full disclosure, if I am not on it, they're going to bed with their phones because I didn't watch them. And my kids are old, but their common reaction is they want, who's on Snapchat? Like, what's going on? I want to whatever. But they need to put that not in their bedrooms so that they can get the sleep. Because on the days that I forget before I go to bed, I wake up in the morning and all I need to do is look that child in the eyes. And I'm like, you did not sleep. You did not sleep. You look like a train wreck. Like,
so in the comments, guys, I want to hear if there's any sleep issues. Okay, we can help you with that. It's a huge issue for our kids, no matter what age. And I did read something, or we've talked about this before. One bad night's sleep impairs your brain function for 4 days. So all you parents with college students, or any age really, I'm referring to college because that's my kiddos, they need their sleep, right? All right, so let's circle around and talk about these root cause solutions that we talk a lot about in this group, and how it can help our kids with that stress resilience, with kind of those feelings of anxiety and anxiousness. So Dana, why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, am new to recognizing what saffron extract does for you, and that it is a mood stabilizer, and that there are immediate benefits to taking that. So in our home, when I'm noticing that a child is retracting because they're having those anxious thoughts and they're leaning away from the conversation, I'm like, please take this. It's immediate benefits. And then we can have a conversation. 10 to 15 minutes later, we can have a conversation and we can come up with an action plan for how you're going to get that done. And it's the same thing with my little one that is defiant and wants to battle. When his cortisol is to here, and he is ready to like throw down, it is amazing how I can say, take this. I'm going to circle back with you in 10 to 15 minutes. It's not a punishment. It's not take this and you're punished, go to your room, sit in timeout. It's take this and let's chat in 10 minutes. Like, just, go to your room, breathe, take a walk. Let's chat in 10 minutes. No one's angry. It is amazing how our vibe has changed because of that, because he goes from a 10 to an 8 or a 7.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still angry, right? Like, it's not changing his opinion, but it's allowing him to lean in and allowing me to be a parent that's not doing this. Mm-hmm. And for our home vibe, it just makes it that much nicer because you're able to communicate. And I like to say behave in grace. I'm able to look back on a situation and say, okay, there's always takeaways on how you can do it better, but I'm proud of the way that I handled it, rather than 2 or 3 years ago, I was exploding and then they were exploding, or my one that avoids the issue would just avoid things straight up. Okay, well, you have a D in that class because you're avoiding doing it. And now he's able to lean in to actually do the work.
Well, I'm hearing a lot in our groups too that some of the mom, with younger kids, their emotions are all over the place, right? They don't know how to regulate their emotions, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have that awareness. And I'm telling you, this mood stabilizer is amazing for all ages, including us moms, right?
Yeah. For sure, especially for us moms.
Yeah, exactly. But I wanted to share this with you. My daughter in college just sent this to me. And she said, "Hey, Mom, my speech went really well today. I was a little bit nervous, but but I took the kids' mood and felt a lot better. It sort of turned my anxious nerves into good nerves and more excitement than anything. And I was like, yes, like win, right?
Yeah, because as parents, we want the best for our kids. We want the best for them, and we want them to show up and crush life. But we need tools. Like, our kids need tools, and our kids need strategies. And these solutions work because they're healing your body at the root cause.
Let's talk about that just a little bit before we close out, Dana. Is the root cause of getting our gut balance, which is our command center for all these things that we're talking about: ADHD, focus, anxiety, mood, stress. It's because all our neurotransmitters are serotonin for our happiness, our dopamine for our motivation. GABA is huge for that relaxation, kind of that to reduce those anxious feelings. Norepinephrine for focus. Like, hello, they're not created up here. They're created in our gut. And I want to switch, right?
Yeah.
Mind blowing. I want to switch things around and say, this is not our first brain. Our first brain is our gut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say that.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true because it is the command center. So if you're not giving your gut the nutrients that it needs, then you are in a losing battle, because you can't eat enough of those nutrients to provide all of the nutrients that your microbiome needs in order to function and have all of those crazy neurotransmitters that you were able to tell us what they are.
Yeah. Yeah. And it also, getting this gut brain axis protocol also reduces all the noise, right? Mm-hmm. Even if we have things in our gut that is going to produce these neurotransmitters, if we have noise, it's not getting up to the brain, or it's getting up to the brain like, garbled. It's, it's kind of like a bad cell on, on your phone.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, you know what? We are all meant to thrive. Us as moms, our families, our kids. We're in unprecedented, stressful times. And we need tools to equip, tools that will benefit us, give us results. So, if you are kind of ready to kind of lean in, as Dana likes to say, lean in and help our kids thrive, help them holistically, right? Without all the side effects, the icky side effects that both of our kids have experienced. And it's not a fun road to be on.
Yeah. We weren't even, like, from an anxiety standpoint, like, I'd never had my children on any pharmaceuticals. I had no idea that they had anxiety until I leaned in to listen to you talk and other educators that have helped me to understand what gut health is. And then I can look back and say, oh, wow, like, our family vibe was not really that awesome. And I didn't even recognize it. And now I can say, okay, we've had both the immediate benefits from taking a Kids Mood Plus and immediately lowering your cortisol levels, and phased benefits of over time. It just keeps getting better
and better. Yeah.
And our family vibe keeps getting better and better and better. And yes, we're here to thrive as adults, as kids, as a family unit. If you all feel really good, you all function better, and we all need that stress resilience.
Yeah. So guys, I want in the comments, put either more information or get started and tag the person who invited you to your group, and we will reach out, we'll touch base. And right now there's a $10 coupon for any new people. So it's never been a better time just to lean in, try this, evaluate it for your kiddos. And we are here to support you. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Dana. It's been great as always chatting with you and adding value to our communities. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you soon.